So let's talk about this Layla Ali part two, where she's trying to expose Claressa Shields. She brings up some other points about, how she tried to help Claressa Shields and this and that. And, in the end, of course, she decided not to fight Claressa Shields. Now, this is nothing new to Layla Ali. This is what she does. She never takes on, the top fighters. She didn't do it in her career when she was in her prime. She ain't gonna do it now at 48. We know that, right? She has a history of this type of behavior. On the other hand, Claressa Shields, since she's been in boxing, has been taking on all the challengers, taking on all the top contenders. She didn't need 10, 11, 15, 20 fights. No, she did it right off top. She came in fighting Franchine Cruz and fighters like that. That's what she came in doing, right? And she came in winning belts in different weight classes, right? So she's been doing this from the jump. She's already won 2 gold medals. She won one at 17 years old. She wasn't even a grown woman yet. So this is what she does. This ain't just talk. This is what Claressa Shields does. Layla Ali is more of a run your mouth and then go fight mediocre competition, right? And I think that's what gets lost in all of this. People don't realize that Layla Ali may have 21 knockouts in her 24 fights, but she was right. She was literally fighting bums. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but she was fighting bums. Let's take a look at one of the fighters she fought on her resume.
All right. There you go.
This lady is clearly out of shape, can't fight a lick. You don't even need to see any video of her fighting. You know just by looking at her, the way her stance is, that she can't fight at all. And this is somebody that's on her resume, right? This is the type of competition she was fighting against. And she's even been dropped by competition like this. So Layla Ali is not untouchable. She wasn't invincible. She didn't have great defense. She didn't have a great chin. She was just a weight bully. She's a huge girl. That's all it was, really. Could she fight a little bit? Yeah, she had a great jab. But other than that, she really didn't have no skill set like that. Nowhere near on the level of Claressa Shields. So she could talk all the shit she won't, try to make up excuses on why she didn't fight her because she didn't feel like she had enough experience because she only had 8 fights at the time. Listen, it don't matter if she was 17 years old. You still can't even beat a 17-year-old gold medal winning Claressa Shields. You can't beat her. I don't believe that for 1 second. Hell no. Claressa Shields is the best fight I've ever seen in my life. The only person that even comes close to her is Lucia Riker. That's it. And if y'all don't know who that is, look her up. It ain't Ann Wolf. Nah. It's Lucia Riker. Go look at her. That's the coldest woman of her time. It ain't no damn Layla Ali. So she needs to knock it off walking around here acting like she was the pound for pound best fighter of her time, because she clearly was not. So that's one thing. Another thing is, I thought that, Claressa Shields really exposed her when it comes to her dad. And she loves to throw her dad in this and act like her dad didn't like Claressa Shields, but there's pictures, of course, of them being together and her doing a speech, talking about Muhammad Ali and things like that, right? But let's be real. Claressa Shields is more like Muhammad Ali than Layla Ali is. Let's just be real, right? And I have video evidence to prove it. Check it out.
But when one man of popularity can let the world know the problem, he might lose a few dollars himself telling the truth, might lose his life, but he's helping millions. But if I kept my mouth shut just because I can make millions, and then this ain't doing nothing. So I just love the freedom and the flesh and blood of my people more so than I do the money.
Now, that's Muhammad Ali talking about how he would pick his people over power and money, right? He's going to pick his people over money, right? Right? Now, what did Layla Ali say when it came to her people and money?
I don't ever like to make people feel separate, and sometimes they do. Like when you just be like, Black Power, I love my, so it's like, I think it's time to I like the all lives matter, or all lives matter, and that's kind of what my focus is. But it's hard, because, you got sponsors and you got this and you got that and you don't.
You see that? Nothing like her father. Nothing like it. Just because that's your father don't mean that you picked up all the characteristics of your father, right? Just because that's your father don't mean you picked them all up, and you clearly did not, right? He would be ashamed of you. Just to hear you say that, he would be ashamed of you. If he was around when the Black Lives Matter movement was going on, he would be ashamed of you. Black lives are being treated like they don't matter. And did you stand up for that? No, you was all lives matter. That's what you liked. Your dad was nothing like you. That's the thing you need to get through your thick ass head. Claressa Shields is more like your dad than you would ever be. That's a fact. The video proves it right there. Right? If he would have heard you say that, he would have had to pull you in and say, hey, baby, what is you doing? You fight for your people. But you chose not to, right? And that shows you who you are, right? So when you're trying to bring up your dad and trying to act like your dad didn't like Claressa Shields, I think your dad would love Claressa Shields. So stop trying to throw that shit in her face and try to make it seem like your dad didn't like Claressa Shields. Because he clearly did. He clearly did. And I know it hurts your feelings. I know it hurts your heart, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. So you think you out here exposing her? You're not. You're not. And last but not least, I would like to say, you used the weakest ass excuse not to fight her. You said because of the disrespect. You a fighter. You the last person that can use because somebody disrespected you. If somebody disrespects you as a fighter, what you do? You whoop their ass. What are you talking about? She disrespected you. Your feelings hurt? So what? Then beat her ass. That's what you do when somebody disrespects you, right? But instead, nah, that ain't what you did. Nah, that's not what you did.